Our marvelous adventures on the Dragon Isles will soon come to an end, with the War Within releasing globally at the end of this month. And over the past few weeks, so many people have asked me to put together a guide on what you need to do, kind of like what goodies you need to collect. So here it is. In this video, I'm going to walk you through everything, from Awakened Raids to Radiant Echoes to the, pricey selection of goods that Mythic has on offer. And to do all that, as always, I put together this beautiful infographic highlighting what you need to do right now. As always, the infographic links are in the description. It's available for absolute free on my Patreon. You know how the cookie crumbles. Now, at this point in the timeline, you don't really need to worry about the whole Awakened rotation that we had going a few weeks ago, because since the War Within pre-patch launched a while back, all 3 raids have been awakened and will continue to be so until the end of the expansion. So really at this point, what you have to do is pretty simple. You have to, you know, do the raids. Now, the sky's really the limit here, and it's up to you just how high you wish to aim. By defeating all the bosses on normal difficulty or higher, which I reckon is what most people actually want to do here, you'll obtain this pretty but weirdly out of place voyaging wilderling mount, tune it up a notch and pawn these bitches on heroic, and the Awakened Hero title will be yours. Finally, doing all 3 Awakened raids on Mythic, although if you're someone doing Awakened Mythic raids, you're probably not watching this video right now. Anyway, doing so will unlock the teleports to the 3 Dragonflight raids. Now, word to the wise here, because I know what you're about to ask. Because of the new warband system introduced with the pre-patch, these portals will indeed be account-wide now rather than character-specific. So if you're, say, a masochistic, self-hating degenerate who will want to farm Karakta from the Zaralek caverns in the future, that portal might come in handy. Moving on, we have the reason why I had to take out a second mortgage on the tent I'm living in, Miss Xulian from the Black Market Auction House. Oh, and by the way, if you're geographically inept like me, and even at this point in Dragonflight you don't know where the Black Market Auction House is, it's there, the west of Valdraken, otherwise known as, oh yeah, that place exists. Now, for a modest price of 1.2 million gold, Miss Xulian is generous enough to hand you the Regal Golden Scarab, which, you know, cool? But is it 1.2 million gold cool? But wait, there's more, because for another measly 900,000 gold, you can buy a whole host of gold-themed, appropriate, transmog and weapon appearances. And one final note here before moving on, technically this sale will remain up until the very end of August, but you're a braver soul than me if you trust Blizzard not to mess something up when the expansion launches. So I buy these things ASAP. I knew you were the draconic when you walked in. So when it comes to Mythic Plus, there's not a lot to say here, honestly. Make number go up, get dopamine. There is something I want to quickly point out about the portals. So these are the portals you receive for doing high-end Mythic Plus. For some reason, I keep reading online that you need to complete Mythic Plus dungeons at level 20 or higher in order to unlock these portals. After the Mythic Plus rescaling that took place a few months ago, all you need to do is complete a Mythic Plus 10, which is the equivalent of what a plus 20 used to be. You don't need to complete plus 20s in today's Mythic Plus. You only need to complete a plus 10 for each portal. Oh, and one final thing before I forget, don't forget that there is another set of Mythic Plus adjustments that are going to come into effect once the War Within launches, and I'm going to have an entire other video prepared for that, kind of detailing everything you need to know, so you know. Ah, Radiant Echoes, my true love. Where would I be without the constant whiplash you've given me these past few weeks? With it being a pre-patch event, yes, all the goodies from the Radiant Echoes thing are limited time and will be going away shortly. Top of the list are of course the mounts, which you can purchase for 20k residual memories. And something important to note here, I'm an idiot, and in a previous video I told you that these mounts cost 20k each, but that's not actually the case. You only need to buy one of these mounts on one of your factions and then you'll automatically get the next one. You also have the 3 amigos here for 10k each, and we have this entire collection for transmog and weapon appearances. appearances. Now, a quick tip here, I suggest not spending any memories on kind of transmog and weapon appearances until you have purchased the mount and pets. And the reason for this is because all of these transmogs can actually drop from the event activities and bosses, while the pets and the mounts cannot. So it's much more efficient to first buy the mounts and the pets and then buy everything else. And as Napoleon said before the Battle for Waterloo, efficiency is key. You also have this heirloom ring, which, while not exactly useful and not exactly a transmog, some people are just coded differently and need to have everything. This can be obtained by combining the lifeless stone ring, which you can buy from any quartermaster, and 3 essences obtained from doing activities in the 3 event zones. Bam chicka bow bow. Oh yeah, MOP Remix, that's still a thing, right? Now look, depending on when this video goes live, I'm not sure how useful this section is going to be, because Remix actually ends on August 19th rather than August the 26th. But in any case, I don't have much to say here, because MOP Remix itself is a vast topic with a vast amount of rewards, and I have an entire other video and an entire other infographic dedicated to this. And on the screen right now, you can kind of see the TLDR version of the things you need from this game mode before it goes away forever. We're slowly approaching the end. Chaka chaka chaka! And finally, there are 2 miscellaneous items that are important to mention here. First of all, we have Jigglesworth Sr, everyone's favorite bony slime cat, and this can be purchased from Miros Zin in this part of in this part of Valdraken, otherwise known as, oh yeah, that part exists as well, silly me. And you can purchase Jigglesworth Sr for 3 antique bronze bullions, which you can get from defeating bosses on Awaken mode. And yes, you want to purchase this mount before it's once again removed forever. Oh, a final special mention here to the Raider's Primal Great Staff, which, as far as I understand, this particular appearance, and this one only, this doesn't apply to all the other transmog, this particular appearance will become unavailable once Dragonflight ends. What else? Oh yeah, with everything going on right now, it's easy to forget that the August trading post has also come into play, but it's here. Hurrah! Yay. Remind me again why I said there's 7 things? Oh well. So in this Q&A part of the video, there are 2 questions that I've received that I really want to answer right now. The first one has to do with stuff becoming more difficult. So what is not going away once the War Within launches, but is nevertheless becoming more difficult? Now there's a bunch of stuff in this category, and you can easily find it on Wowhead. There are 2 things, however, that I believe are worth a special mention. So these are the Drake manuscripts. So the Drake manuscripts that currently drop at the end of raid bosses for all 3 Dragonflight raids. You can still do these on LFR. The manuscripts can still drop from LFR. That's how I got all of mine. But these will definitely become, at least for a while, much more difficult to farm once the War Within launches. The same can be said about our whatever, this fiery owl type dude. At the moment, if you do the Awakened raid on Mythic difficulty, so if you defeat fyrakk on Mythic difficulty, you will get 2 of these drop. Once the expansion launches, this is going to become a rare mount with a 1% drop or something like that. Now, doing fyrakk on Awakened difficulty at this point in time, but you know. And the second question has to do with Tyvan. So I see a lot of confusion online as to whether this achievement is going to stay, it's going to go, it's going to put on a show, whatever. No, this achievement is not going away. You'll still be able to do it. Some of the achievements, indeed, kind of like Scroll Hunter and that gang, are going to become more difficult because I feel there's going to be a tougher time finding groups for them. But on the other hand, other achievements are going to become easier when there's less competition of people going around. But no, the world's goodest boy is here to stay. As always, the corresponding infographic is available below on my Patreon for absolute free. Any contribution will of course help this channel and these infographics out tremendously, but the infographics themselves are available for absolute free. Kiss. Mwah!